Hi, this is Julliette Salter, Certified Ross Instructor. I am here today to show you some tips, tricks, and techniques of painting wet on wet oil. Now, we had thought we had finished this on Saturday. After looking at it, I realized that I had lost a lot of my dark areas. So if you notice, I use sap green, and with a 1-inch brush and sap green, I just touch in like this. See how that's creating a dark area to separate this from the plant behind it or the tree behind it, and it works really well. So, but I'm only using this, can you see? I'm only using this much of the brush right in this area, because if you use the whole brush, you get too much and it eliminates all of the softness that you want. But remember, you have to have dark in order to have light. So now, what I want to do is show you how to put this waterfall in. So I am using, because of the small area, I'm using a number 3 brush, and this is titanium white with some liquid oil white mixed into it. So right in here, I have scrubbed a little to make the water look like it's flowing, and now I'm going to pull it down and over. Make sure that you don't have any paint in your brush when you do that. Let me put some more on here because that didn't show up too good. Alright, so we're going from here and down. From here and down. Of course, now that I'm showing you, it's not working. Alright, so we're pulling it from here and we're going down much better. Now wipe that off your brush. And now, much better. And now we have our waterfall. So right up here, I'm going to put a little more, maybe right in there. See, when the water comes and hits, it makes a foam. So we want to make sure that we show that foam. Now right here, there's some more foam that we're putting in. Now, what we're doing is right in here, we're going to scrub the water as it's flowing to give it a little bit of a flow through here. I want to make sure we don't get any of the other paint. There we go. And now we're going to smooth this out some, because this water is just barely flowing along here. It's not as rambunctious as it was when it came off the fall. So we're going to put just a little more in here. Now it might be rippling along the side here when it touches that bank still. So we're putting a little bit of the foam over here. Where it comes, make sure you wipe that off your brush now, because if you don't get the effect that you actually want. So thank y'all for watching. I'm so excited to see that I have people watching this morning. Thank you very much. Now see how I am making that just splash up against the edge of that rock right in there? Now if you wonder why I'm not over here, I'm going to make this bush come out some, and so that is going to be sure that you'll be able to see it there. So I am picking up a 1-inch brush, I'm not sure if this is not covering up what I'm doing here. So let me move it up or around or over or somewhere. I'm sorry for this, but I'm trying to get you a better view. So I'm going to turn the camera just a little there. I hope that allows you to see better what I'm doing. I appreciate y'all making comments. That's absolutely wonderful. Now, right in here, I'm just going to push this bush. It's coming from the edge. It's growing over the edge of the water. Now, this is yellow ochre that I'm using right here to make this bush, and I'm bringing it up. There we go. I'm putting a little bit of a cadmium yellow highlight on it to make it stand out. You always want to have 3 values in everything you paint. Sometimes your color allows those values. Sometimes the color you're picking up with your brush allows those values. So right in here, we picked up some green in it because that was our background color, some sap green. But now the cadmium yellow, I'm highlighting this, and it's really giving it a nice effect. I hope you can see this. Now, I'm going back to my fan brush because I want this water in here to be a little lighter. So I am working in my fan brush titanium white and magic white, or white liquid oil. So now, we're just rubbing this in like this. See how that makes it just kind of ripple a little coming down through there? Then I'm going to add some more of this. Put some foam back in there that I kind of scrubbed out here. And then, I'm going to take the small palette knife. It's a number small. It's been used so much it has nothing on it, but I think it's actually referred to as a small. And now we're going to make just, see how small the roll of paint is on here? I'm going to make just some little, isn't that pretty? Look at that. Doesn't that make it look good? Just the smallest, slightest thing that you can do makes such a difference. So here, and if you notice, added some stone in here. You have to hold that water in. There's got to be something there to hold the water in. And so I put some stones in here, down here, along the edge. We already had put some up here at Saturday, which we used Van Dyke brown, a little dark sienna. Put that in with a palette knife, and then took some titanium white and some liquid white oil, mixed it together, and kind of highlighted it. Now, I did this as if you were painting a mountain. You take the paint and you go over it. The only difference is I added the magic oil to it. So that gives you an idea about how I changed up things. And I put dark areas back in. You need the dark in order to have the light. Now, what I think we need to do is put just a little bit more of the ripples in the water, just to bring it out to the edge of our canvas. There we go. And now see how that didn't do well? So all I do is pick up and I do it just like that. Just lift up and over. And we've got a perfect ripple. We can do it right here also. Could have left that as like a little rock there that had caused that. Now, what I'm going to do, I think we need one more thing on this canvas, and that is to put a tree, a big tree right in this area. Now remember, we have Charla and Bill, and we have Julie over here. I'm going to put my brother John Donald over here. And if you notice, Charla has this beautiful red hair, so I added red. And this is not the color red of her hair, but it was what I had available this morning. So there you go, Charlotte. So now I am going to take, and of course you know that I have to mix it together, but I am mixing Van Dyke brown midnight black, and some dark sienna. And this is what I'm going to make my tree trunk out of. Now John Donald, if y'all know him, he's a big man. Always has been. Well, in my eyes anyway. Okay. So, let's see. I'm going to get over here. You hear me moving a box of paint, right? So, now I want to bring him down here. So I think what I'm going to do is put him right over in this area. And I'm going to go straight up with him. And I see all that work we put in there. We're covering it up, right? So I have to get more paint. And now we'll put some more in here because he's a larger tree. And here we go with it. I know you cannot see me. I'm blocking the view. I apologize for that. Now, I'm pulling this paint across here. Now, since he's this large of a tree, we're just bringing, he'll probably even go out of the top of the painting. I think that'd be a good idea. All right, and now I'm going to use a... Hi, I didn't realize we had disconnected. So I don't know how long it was because I was busy painting. So if you didn't hear, this is my brother John Donald that I'm painting here. He is a large man, and so the only way I can do this is to stand in front of it just for a moment. I apologize. But I'm just taking this palette knife and I'm pulling this across. This helps create the bark so that you'll be able to see it. Now, I am going to go back to the large palette knife. If you notice, I have a towel in my hand this morning, an old towel, cleaning off the palette knife and the brushes. So, I am going to take some of the titanium white and the magic white, and I'm going to use the bark on this. You know what, I think before I do that, I am going to put some branches in. So I'm using a small brush, a fan brush, and I'm putting some of that same mix in here. And now when you have a tree that's as large as this, you don't usually have the swiggly branches that you do on a smaller tree. So I'm going to maybe make them move a little, but not nearly as much. Now see how easy that is? That came from behind this tree. I need a little more paint on it, and it needs to be a little bit larger. So now we want another one over here. So I'm going to bring it from the back. I may have to use my palette knife. My brush is picking up too much. So just to show y'all how to overcome things, now we're going to use this. Now one thing that when you paint like this and you use a palette knife, when it dries, this is actually going to feel just like bark. Okay, so now we're going to put one that's coming from the front right here. See how that branch just came right out from the front. Now since he's going out of the painting here, we'll put another one right up here. I don't think we need many more down and in front of him. He was probably maybe one more. We'll put one right in here. Now we're going to take just a little bit. I hope y'all, thank you for all your comments. I'm hoping they're good. I can't stop to look at them now. If they are not, I'll try to do something to make them good in the next video, which will be tomorrow, and it is going to be acrylics. So I'm going to paint a flower using heavy-bodied acrylics. So please watch tomorrow at 10. Now, I'm using a large palette knife, and I'm cutting into that titanium white and the magic white or liquid white oil. So now I'm going to gently pull across this. I want it to kind of curve with it. This is the bark. Now that one was coming out that side of the tree, so we don't want to cover that one up. This one is over on this side. This one came from the back. So see what a difference it makes in how you put this highlight on, or the bark on the tree. And this one up here, I don't want this to be too bright because we actually already started putting some of the brown up here. If it is, I'll show you how to correct it. That's what this is all about, right? Tips, tricks, and techniques. So if you do anything wrong, it's easy to correct it. It's just knowing how to do it. Okay, so now, let's see if I can do it from this way so I don't cover it up. And I teach people how to do this with the left hand, but maybe not today. Okay, so there we go. Let's see if we can start on this side. There we go. I don't care where I put this palette, it's not exactly in the right place all the time. We want this side of it to be a little lighter than the other side because your light is shining this way. This is not as hard as I'm making it look, I promise. So I want to kind of smooth it out a little. There we go. Now with the smaller palette knife, I'm going to add a little bit of highlight on the top of these limbs. Now let's put us another little branch here, maybe one up there on this. This is a pretty good size limb. There we go. See how easy that is? Okay, so now up here, we're adding some highlight. And right up there. And we'll put some on this side. And this will show this branch coming. See how that showed that this branch is coming from the middle of that tree? Especially putting that highlight on there. And this one is coming from the side, but the front side. This one is coming from the back. And this one is coming out that way. This one actually looks like it needs to go into the tree further. Look at that. Do you like that? I sure hope so. I think it looks pretty good, and most things I do I don't think looks that great, but I think that looks pretty good. It's just one of those little accidents, happy little accidents, isn't that what Bob Ross says? Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to use this oval brush that we were using Friday. See the oval brush? And that's what I'm going to put the foliage on with, okay? So, I'm tapping into the sap green, and I'm just barely going to show it has some right there. Now this one, I'm using this sap green here, over here on this limb that we put there. And then right here we have another one that we had on that one side there. Now, here we have another one. Now we're covering up, see how we're covering up this tree in the back? That's okay. Now up here, we're putting some. There we go. And just a little on these right here because they are going out the tree. But what we have done with this is we have stopped your eye from dropping off over here. The waterfall goes up through here. This tree keeps your eye from dropping off there. Even if you look in that direction, you see the tree, and you come back and you go under the bridge. So let's finish this one. Now I'm going to use a different color on this because I want it to stand out from the trees behind it. So what I am using here is Indian yellow, and I'm putting in it some of the titanium white and the magic white. So we want it to be a pretty light, like it's up front in our painting. How do you like that? Now here, we're putting some more. Now did you notice I turned my brush when I want to add some fresh paint? That makes all the difference. So now I'm wiping my brush out. I'm going back into the Indian yellow, and I'm adding some of the white, titanium white, and the liquid white oil. And now over here, I just think we need another limb. Sometimes when you stand back and you look, you see that you need another limb somewhere. So right in this area, I'm bringing this from behind that tree, from behind John Donne. And then I'm going to put a little bit of the highlight on the top of that limb. And of course, too much. So this is an easy fix. See how it just came along? And I just took it off with the palette knife. There is nothing you do that you can't repair or fix. And it's usually a very easy way of doing it. And if you decide to paint one of these that I'm showing y'all, you get to a place that you have a problem, all you have to do is call me. I will be happy to help you. Or if you'd like to buy my packet, it goes step by step how to do it. So I'm going to put the sap green on here first to give us that dark in here. And now I really hope you like this. I hope you were able to see what I did and that this is still live, because I'm not sure about this. So I hope you have a wonderful day filled with lots of love and lots of laughter. Bye.